Hi, Ramón.
Hi, Angelo.
Okay, we're more than halfway through 2026 now. So I wanted to ask you, what has the algorithm been serving you? What are your favorite meme formats? Like, I'm chronically online and I'm going to assume you are too. So I want to know because I know for me, my algorithm's not giving me beauty content most of the time.
That's the thing. People don't realize we post beauty content, skincare content. We don't like to consume that. It's like I'm very rarely on like a TikTok or Instagram, but if I am, I'm not looking at skincare stuff.
Me neither. Like much of the time, I'm sorry, mutuals, but if your video comes up, I'm like,
I'm not watching it.
I'm not watching it.
So sorry.
Sorry.
I will I might reshare it. I will save it. I might do a little heart comment, but yeah, I'm not watching that. No, so like obviously I moved to New York. I've been here for now, it'll be 7 months. I want to get a dog. And all of my algorithm right now is pugs because I want to get a
Ooh.
pug. So every time I see one, I'll send it to my husband to like aggressively, subliminally send a message.
What is it about pugs?
They're so cute. I've had pugs growing up and I'm just like really into them.
Okay.
Small dog, very not low maintenance, but like they don't require a lot of physical activity. So it's not like a husky where you got to like run 7 miles a day with them. They shed like crazy, but there's 2 Latino men living in my house, me and my husband. So we already shed like crazy. Therefore, it's not really adding much to the mix. Yeah, girl. You know how many times I have to vacuum a week?
Really?
Yes.
Where is it coming from?
My husband.
Okay, I guess Jorge is
Shedding.
Maybe needs to get that checked out.
Dermatologist?
Dermatologist, yes. Interesting. I'm like, I've had dogs that shed in the past. I can't go back to that. So I'm like, if I get a dog, I need to get something long-haired or something. But on that note, one thing that I'm getting served a lot is I'm convinced that TikTok wants me to buy a parrot. Well, I'm engaging with the content, but this is something that, I never would have thought of before, but then I came across this video of these 2 birds, I guess they're parrots, that sing Monster by Rihanna. I'm friends with the monsters. That one. They sing in harmony. And the cutest thing about it is when they go off key, they go, oop.
Is it real or is it AI?
It's real. And now I'm getting served all kinds of other parrots. And a lot of them are actually very famous online. There's one called Apollo that the owner has taught him how to identify certain objects and colors. So he will, hold up a, purple bottle that's made out of plastic, and the bird will like knock it with its beak and say like purple bottle plastic. Like it knows. So these birds are going to be smarter than us one day.
To me, it's like animals can't be smart. And not that they don't have the capability. I'm just like, that shouldn't be a thing. What drives me, not crazy, but like makes me really uncomfortable is, the dog videos where they have taught the dog, they have the thing of buttons on the floor.
Yes.
And the dogs can communicate basically in full sentences by pressing the buttons. And I'm like, there's a level of like self-awareness that no dog should have that.
I mean, it's classical conditioning, basically.
Well, no, there was one where like the dog got really like self-aware and got like really depressed.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was very deep. But I'm just like, that's so weird. I love it though when they're like, Mom, bitch. Just because he didn't take the dog out or give it a treat or something.
These dogs, man, so ungrateful.
Are you a cat person?
No.
Why is...
I feel like cats smell. Sorry, cat people.
The cats themselves?
Yes. Or like...
For me, it's like, I understand going into someone's house who has a cat and all you smell is like the litter box. That is
a no. So also, I don't think that I want something that's going to relieve themselves inside my house. However, also, I knew somebody who trained their cat to go on the toilet.
I love that.
And apparently that's not uncommon. That's something that you can do. So
I also feel like cats, they like to be clean. So I'm like, if they don't have to like actively sit in their waste when they go to the litter box, they're going to be like, yeah, I'll flush a toilet.
I don't know if the cat flushed the toilet, but it definitely did go in the toilet.
You know what? Baby steps.
Yeah.
Kitty steps.
Kitty said.
Kitty girl. Okay, so you're not a cat person. You've had dogs, but you don't have a dog.
I don't have a dog right now.
Parrot to come.
I'm afraid the parrots are going to smell too, but like the other thing with the parrot is that what if it doesn't shut up? The other day, my sister was like, I want a cockatiel. And I've learned because of my algorithm that when they're angry, they will literally scream.
Okay, we're in New York. So does anyone on the street.
Yeah, but I don't need a bird screaming at me because I don't give it a treat or something.
See, I think it's so funny. I think your next era of life is going to be like ornithology or something.
Maybe I'll be one of those gay bird watchers.
Every gay needs a really weird manic episode in their life, so that's yours.
Well,
Birds.
I'll be like, that's why I was in the ramble, watching birds.
One of my favorite fun facts is that I used to have a pet snake.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think snakes are really cute. And no one ever expects that of me.
Yeah, I had a lot of weird pets. I spent part of my childhood living on a ranch
Where?
in Pennsylvania. Oh. Like a small detour in my life, but I raised horses. I had a sheep. I had an iguana at one point.
That's very Puerto Rican of you.
Very lots of animals. So.
Actually, yeah, hold up. So the Puerto Rican Day Parade was what, 2 weekends ago?
Mm-hmm.
And so we were out in Bushwick and we were walking down the street and my husband goes, were those iguanas? And I'm like, what are you talking about? The two people walking right next to us literally they were holding iguanas just walking down the sidewalk. Mm. And then some other guy they were with had a boa wrapped around, like an actual boa constrictor wrapped around him.
In New York, this used to be more of a thing. I remember growing up, there were just people who would walk around with the iguana on their shoulder or with a snake, but just like walking down the street. Never knew where they were going, but I think it was an identity thing where they became that guy. Like, you're the snake guy, so people are going to walk up to you and start talking about the snake. And that's what I don't know, like, that's how you meet people, I guess.
I guess.
So if you have trouble meeting people,
get a lizard.
Get a reptile.
Or know someone who has one.
Exactly.
And that's my favorite thing about Puerto Rico, though, is like you'll be walking down the street and like iguana right next to you.
Oh, yeah. Like in Florida, too. And when they get too cold, they fall out of the trees.
Yeah. It happens.
Scary. Okay. Ramon.
Angelo.
We're halfway through 2026.
It went by really fast.
It went by really fast. We're going to take a look back at the half year in review so far as far as like beauty, skincare, science,
fashion.
Fashion. What are you seeing? Like, has it been what you expected?
Yes and no. I feel like you never really know when things will launch, what kind of trends are going to come up. I feel like exosomes became a really big focus this last year. And it was present at the tail end of last year, but like really I think people saw the hype and the commotion and really geared up their product development cycle so that so much launched this first half of the year. And some launches I'm just like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, exosomes are basically like a delivery system. So just saying you have exosomes in your product, it's not saying what it's going to do for you. And
it's actually a very, very controversial issue in the science part of the industry because you have half the scientists being like, A, it's not ethical. B, it's not actually like a functional thing. Because post-manufacturing, how are you guaranteeing the actual viability of the exosomes? And C, again, you don't know what it is, if it's getting delivered, blah, 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 blah. Especially because a lot of the evidence is based around human-derived exosomes, and what you're seeing on the market is primarily plant-derived. But no, if I can be very upfront, Medik8 launched a PDRN exosome serum, and that to me was the most, what the fuck?
Medik8, I love you, but that is such like a Dubai chocolate Labubu ass way to go about marketing products. It's like, okay, let's pick two buzzwords. And I don't know if it's because they got bought or trying to get into retailers. One thing that we've been hearing a lot from brand owners is like they are getting pushed by retailers to make certain types of products, and they like buzzwords.
They do. And ironically now, this is really funny. This is where it's come to bite them in the ass. A lot of investors and a lot of big key players behind the scenes are like, oh, we don't want to put brands on retailers anymore if the retailers are going to be acting up and out of pocket and making the brands do dumbass shit.
Yeah.
Because
like,
it's like, it like cheapens the brand. And like with the example from Medicaid, I'm like, this was really unnecessary and to me did not fit anywhere in like the brand ethos of Medicaid.
yeah.
Because they've had like a lot of great launches last year.
Okay, the liquid peptides
Advanced.
advanced MP. That's a great peptide serum if you could afford it. The Crystal Retinol line I think is
Stunning.
legendaric for a reason. If you want to work your way up on retinoids that are cosmetics, great. I mean, they make a lot of great products, but I was just scratching my head with that. And I remember they sent a bunch of us like lab samples of it. And I was like, they didn't want to tell you what was in it. So I didn't use it. They're also like, use this for 6 weeks and take before and after photos, and we might choose to feature them. And I was like, okay, you might choose to pay me to do that.
I will say a lot of brands did that strategy this year, and I'm just like, no offense, unless I really know what's in this, I'm not going to use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like we get a lot of PR, and I think can think of like 5 different brands who sent me like blank, unlabeled. One of the brands was like, we're not having the marketing speak for the product, we're having the product speak for the product. And I'm like, okay, but I need to know what is this?
Some of them, I think including Medicaid, they'll send you an ingredients list just so you could check for any allergies. So at least there's that. But I was just like, no.
Any good launches you can think of? Sorry, that was so cunty. I didn't mean it that way.
Continuum from experiment. I mean,
Yeah.
we talk about this all the time.
I'm
But,
almost empty with mine.
well, I have more for you if you want. I developed it with Experiment. Check it out. It's on their website and at Sephora. So
Discount code Ramón 15.
Angelo 15. Battle of the affiliate codes.
Okay, you have like 4 times more followers than I do. That's not fair. But no, so Continuum was really cute and a testament to go to a subject matter expert that has credibility and a fresh perspective and allow them to have fun.
Yeah.
It's from a fun brand already to start. And yeah, I think you guys you put your whole pussy in that.
Mm-hmm. The entire dermacy.
Dermusty.
I hope not.
No, but also similar, really fun, interesting sunscreen launches. Also, first of all, we got a new UV filter approved in the US.
That is a big story.
It is. Sunscreens have not launched yet. We've had access to the filter for a minute, and I know it takes a long time to launch a sunscreen, so I don't think we'll see anything on the market for maybe another few more months. But huge pro for us, finally.
I've had people in my DMs like, do you know of any sunscreens I could get with this new filter? I was like, slow your roll. It's going to come, but yeah, you need to do testing on finished products for sunscreens to get an SPF rating. So they have to formulate, they have to go through the testing for it.
Also in the
bring it to
US,
market,
because of
yeah.
the FDA, OTC, monographs and all that, from conception to launch, it takes minimum, I think, 18 to 24 months for a sun care product to actually reach market. So yes, we've had access to the filter for a minute, and this filter was supposed to actually get approved last summer, but I still think timeline-wise, that's why I'm saying it'll be a few more months.
I think we're going to be seeing a lot of reformulations and discontinuations in the U.S. market for sunscreen because of this. From the standpoint of bemetrizanol, and it's got like a broader band of coverage than a lot of filters.
Yeah.
How do you feel it is to work with?
Really easy to work with. The one thing I don't love is that we only have it approved up to 6% in the US, whereas in the EU, I think it's 10%. But it's really cool because it hits a very specific spectrum, or a very specific part of the UVA2 spectrum that no other filter really touches. It's good at stabilizing avobenzone. So yeah, overall it's really easy to work with, and I like the way it accents so many other filters. So hopefully it just means more elegance, better protection, really elevating that UVA protection that we get from sunscreens.
Which is important, especially if people are worried about like dark spots, uneven skin tone. That's going to be very helpful.
Yeah, and even a little bit really does a lot to elevate SPF because that UVA2 part of the spectrum, it's not like UVB ends and then the rest of the UV spectrum doesn't burn you or anything. Like that middle part is very crucial. So that little bump there is very important. We love a bump. There we go.
Oh,
Stay in school, kids.
don't say that. Okay, so yeah, big ingredient news. And I mean, I feel like there's been less talk about peptides this year. They kind of fell off. There's some, but copper peptides.
Copper peptides. I went live with 2 ads this week, so I like copper peptides. I think they're really fun. I like that there's a lot more affordable options now to really explore and try them out. Because back in the day, it was really
Neod.
Great products.
Great. Love it.
But Neod, it's kind of like a little boutique brand.
It is. It's not in everybody's price range either. And they're a sister brand to The Ordinary, and I think that's why The Ordinary now has a copper peptides product too, because they realized, it's not in everybody's price range, so they're bringing it to more consumers. I've seen a lot more interest in copper peptides as injectables. This is something we need to talk about, the injectable peptides.
I'm not saying much here.
Well, okay.
As a doctor.
Do not buy research chemicals online and inject them into your body. That's dumb. There have been some studies done showing that these research peptides may not really contain what they say, or they could have dangerous components in them. So I would not do that personally. We also don't have great data for like injectable copper peptides that they're going to help with collagen production. That's what people are saying. This is an anti-aging method. We don't have real good data behind that. People are really going crazy, taking their health into their own hands, and we don't know a lot of the long-term effects of these things. They're technically, you could think of them as drugs that are unproven. So I guess it depends on how much you value your life and your health, but personally, I think it's a bad idea. And then on top of that, we can't talk about the first half of the year without talking about GLP-1s, which I think is also a Dubai chocolate Labubu now.
And then ironically, a lot of the copper peptide buzz is built around the skin effects of a GLP-1.
I personally, I don't have anything against people using GLP-1s if they're prescribed to them and they're getting like the real thing. I think it's interesting how in the beauty industry, we're seeing more and more products targeted towards people who are on GLP-1s, towards skin firming. The reason for this, I don't know if y'all have heard the term Ozempic face, which I hate. But anytime that people lose a large amount of weight very quickly, that can lead to skin laxity. So it's not just specifically having to do with GLP-1s, but in clinic, it's something that I'm seeing a lot more often, and people are coming to me for a lot more skin tightening modalities. However, on the cosmetic side, we're seeing a lot more products that are specifically tested in that population in clinicals, which is interesting.
Oh, I met someone who's launching an entire brand of skincare for GLP-1 users.
That's crazy to me. I know it's probably not going to be the only one out there. There is one brand that has like an offshoot that's like specifically for volumizing the skin for people with who are using GLP-1s. But I mean, I don't know how viable that is. Obviously, a lot of people are on these meds, but are they specifically looking for products?
And my thing is just the impacts you're trying to claim from these products. You really can't see a huge improvement using a topical.
Yeah, exactly.
I love a topical product for a lot of different things, but I also recognize the limitations of what you can achieve topically versus, again, a more intensive procedure, an injectable, all of that stuff. So I'm just like, what are you trying to accomplish with this?
Yeah.
that isn't already on the market?
For a lot of these patients that are coming to me, they are getting radio frequency done. So ZERF. I don't know if
You
you've heard
love
of it.
Zerf.
Oh my God, I'm talking about ZERF all the time. So radio frequency is basically delivering radio waves into the skin in order to denature the collagen. And then that collagen gets replaced by new, more organized collagen. And the result is skin tightening. A lot of people may have heard of radio frequency microneedling, like Morpheus 8 is the big one. And in that, we're putting microneedles into the skin, and then the radio waves are going back and forth between the needles. You're just like stamping over and over again. So it's like getting the benefits of microneedling with the added RF. Something like the ZERF, which we perform in my practice a lot, it's very popular. We're basically using a probe that looks like a ultrasound probe, and it's monopolar radio frequency, meaning the radio waves are going into the skin, dissipating, and that energy is getting put through a grounding pad on your back and sent back to the machine, so it's able to go deeper. And this ZERF specifically works at 2 different frequencies so that we could target deeper layers too. I think part of the reason it's so popular right now is because there's no downtime. Essentially, it takes a while to see results, but it's basically painless. You don't have to take off from work. You don't look crazy right after. I think the big reason why it's so popular now is that Kim Kardashian posted about it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Morpheus 8. So that radio frequency microneedling device, they basically were put on the map by her talking about it. So she still has a lot of influence, and I don't think they paid her. Organic, so.
Does it hurt?
No, it could be a little bit hot. That's the thing. But there are ways that we could alter the settings and change the cooling on it to make it more comfortable. In general, people don't really complain much with it. So it's an easy procedure. I've done it on myself.
Do you find, is it becoming really popular? Or was it post Kim Kardashian saying it that it like really blew up?
I think the beginning, maybe it seemed more popular to me because my office had one of the first few devices in the country. So if people were looking for this device, it comes from Korea. They've been doing it in Korea for a while. So people were like, I want that. It's not a shiny new thing. And now, ever since she talked about it, I think they have really good marketing. So people know it by name. I have another RF device in my practice, but people aren't coming in asking for it. So
Is that one better, you think? Or?
no, it's a little bit different. The other one that I have, this is called the Density. I prefer it for body because they have body specific settings and handpiece elements and stuff like that.
Can you give me like a BBL effect? Not that I need it.
A BBL effect, well, RF, when done incorrectly, some may say could like dissolve fat. The ZERF people say that you can't do that with their device, but I get the feeling that there are ways with some of the other ones. There actually are RF devices on the market that are specifically for fat reduction and skin tightening. The difference with those, though, is that they tend to have what they call pods. So rather than, moving and stamping with a probe, it's like the RF elements are just like
Fixed
for the entire treatment. And they're like trying to heat up below the surface because you need to get pretty hot. It's not a BBL though.
It never is.
Speaking of BBLs and skin tightening and GLP-1s, I think also we've seen a continued trend toward people just becoming thinner and thinner.
Yeah, I mean, we were both alive and very well aware of like the heroin chic movement of like the early 2000s. We're seeing it again. And I mean, I would love someone's actual like take on this where it's like the beauty and like fashion trends tend to parallel specific political movements or whatnot. So it's like, what is the return of heroin chic signifying for us at this moment?
That entire look came about in the 90s, which was a time of prosperity, I think. But there also was, I think, you had grunge, you had sort of this rebelling against the status quo. I don't think we have that right now. I do think that there may be a little bit of a swinging of the pendulum back from the body positivity movement or body neutrality. And now everybody just wants to be thin, which is crazy to me because it's almost like it's trendy. Obviously, I think having the GLP-1s has pushed people in that direction because now it's easy to be skinny. But is it the best choice for everyone, I would say? And how far is too far? To your point about heroin chic, that was really like a fashion trend in a way of who we were shown on the runway. And we're back there.
Yeah.
There's no more body diversity really from the big fashion houses.
And I think for me, the most shocking part of it is the people who built platforms and personas around body positivity and this very, very confident stance on, I don't look conventional, I have curves and all these things. Like, they're actively on GLP-1s. They've lost a lot of weight. And it was like, so did like your platform not mean a lot to you? Like, what happened there?
I think everybody faces societal pressure in some way. And I think the whole body positivity movement for certain people was their way of rebelling against that and protecting themselves against that societal pressure. But another way of preventing societal pressure on yourself is removing that thing that you're getting pressured about. I don't feel like I could judge people for that necessarily because, you know, if you could choose to not go through that psychological stress, who am I to say,
don't do it or
don't do it, you know? Not everybody has to be like the hero or the spokesperson for everything, especially when it comes to identity. I can only imagine how much, and let's say it out loud, especially the pressure that women are put under and what society is telling them all their fucking lives. So it's understandable. I can understand that.
1,000%. It's just we're seeing examples of it in a very extreme case right now. And again, going back to what 2004 era was, I don't know, it's one of those things. And I remember being so young back in the day. And to me, that wasn't impressionable necessarily. Also, I'm a boy. But I think now it's like a lot of big stars and big celebrities are going back to that. And I'm just like, but what are the kids going to see? How is this going to impact them? Where we got somewhere body positivity where, yeah, look how you look. Be confident in that. And now it's like, well, actually, you like being thin is hot again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of the default, or it's the best case scenario for people, and I don't know what that says.
I'm not liking it.
I'm not liking it either. I think body diversity is a great thing as long as everybody's healthy.
And that's the important part is the health element of it.
Yeah, because you could push it too far in the thin direction. And I think right now with a lot of celebrities, that's what we're seeing.
What else has happened this year? What other big things? We've seen a lot of brand launches, which people always talk about, oh, the skincare industry is so oversaturated. I don't think it is. But what we complained about incessantly on this podcast is like, if you're going to launch a brand, at least make it interesting and original and like differentiate enough. Do you think any of these brands have achieved that?
Not really. I don't know. Well, I'm thinking of the celebrity brands right now. You know what happened the other day? I was sent a mineral sunscreen from Sincerely Yours.
Oh, I got that in PR, yeah.
Yeah. And I tried it and I was like, God damn, this is good. I didn't want to like it, but it was good.
I will say it's untinted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those where I think it actually is a mostly proper mineral sunscreen. I don't think there's any boosters in that formulation.
I'm not sure, but it was good. I didn't want to like it because that whole brand concept is a little bit weird to me. I do feel like that's another one of those situations where there's probably an investor or an industry operator behind it that found the person to sign on after the fact. So
1,000%.
Yeah, that whoever that is behind there knew how to find the formulators to make a good product.
Or at least the manufacturers that had it already made.
Yeah. We've talked here at length, too, about, like, Alex Earl and Michaela, the lipstick lesbians, all of that. But now everybody has something. Like, The Rock. I saw a meme the other day. The Rock is selling shampoo.
But also, I mean, I haven't tried it. The brand's called Papatui. People have said nothing but great things about the brand, and the products are very affordable. Not that I'm trying to buy anything that The Rock is selling me, because I'm just like, you're not known for beauty or skin or hair.
You don't smell what The Rock is cooking?
I'd be down to smell The Rock. No, I'm just like $10. Nowadays, it's actually really hard to find brands that are really affordable. And you have a celebrity-backed brand that's kind of giving you that. And plus, they have apparently a very good SPF 30 like moisturizer.
Wow. Okay.
So that, I can't be mad at that one. It's not anything new, but at least it's like it fits in this like value to mass level pricing. It's at Target, so it's easy to get. Like the Alex Earl, to me, that was, what's the point? What's the reason? You could be any other Sephora brand.
And we haven't heard anything about it in months. So
Actually, no one has talked about Real Actives.
since the launch, yeah, I'm like, why is that?
Why is that?
People have been real quiet.
Lipstick lesbians. That, to me, that actually was the outrage behind that was so funny. And just the way that I'm like, this is not that deep at the end of the day to me.
It's not.
Objective opinions aside about the girls, I thought the response was unnecessary.
Yeah, you still have people getting on the freaking clock app every day, still talking about it. I'm like, okay, this is a you problem if you're still talking about this. It happened. They pulled it from the market. It's paused for now. I don't know what more these people want.
And I don't think, again, I'm not going to say the response back was appropriate or if it remedied anything either. But it's like, we always say like, it's lotions and creams. It's not that deep.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an eyeshadow. It's makeup.
Correct.
It's supposed to be fun.
What else was like a big launch this year brand-wise? Marc Jacobs is coming back.
Oh, yeah. That's a big deal.
To me, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
I feel like the people haven't been talking about it. Like the buzz isn't there.
I think the rollout was like extremely quiet.
Correct.
And they were trying to keep it to a select group of people. They kept it under embargo for a really long time. I think the thing about it is that there was such a cult following of the previous iteration of it. And you can't just remake those formulas, I don't think, because it's owned by...
Kendo.
Yeah, it's Kendo now. Wait,
It was
the previous Kendo, now it's Coty, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I think people were maybe expecting it to be similar, but it's totally different.
The one thing, so like when I was at Sephora working, we had the line, and there was some, to Angelo's point, some very staple products. For me, it was the gel liners, stunning gel liners. And I think, who was Susan's makeup artist? Nikki?
Nikki.
Nikki LaRose?
Nikki LaRose.
Nikki LaRose. Nikki LaRose, she's one of Susan Yara's main makeup artists, she'd like a full brand breakdown, and she said, no, they perform very similarly, the new gel liners to the original ones.
Oh, good.
So that's one thing I'm like, oh, but for me, the complexion for their original line was really good. I don't think they have any complexion for this launch.
Not yet.
Everyone that's talked about it has talked about the packaging.
Yeah, because it's fun. To your point about people don't want to have fun anymore, they're having fun.
There's
it's
whimsy,
whimsical.
it's fun. And that's one thing, like, it harkens back to, like, the original, like, the Daisy packaging from the fragrance in Marc Jacobs. Like, very fun, very bulky, but in a cute way. And then also people are talking about the single eyeshadows.
A lot of the talk around that has been, I think it's $28 or something like that for a single eyeshadow. And I think, I don't know, a lot of us have moved beyond that. Well, I'm not really an eyeshadow person, but I know people really want to buy a palette now.
Yeah. And you have someone like a Danessa Myricks giving you like a big ass palette, decent price point, amazing pigment payoff. So it's like, why am I spending $28 on just a single eyeshadow? I will say that packaging is probably expensive.
It is. Yeah, it looks like it. I think another thing that people don't realize with this type of packaging, if you're getting something done custom, you're not just paying for the packaging itself, you're also paying tooling fees. So every little component that goes into that package, you need to make a mold for it, or there needs to be equipment basically machined to make that packaging.
Yeah. So it's like, also it's Marc Jacobs. It's luxury leaning. So therefore...
I think also it reflects where his company is at with their fashion too right now, because back in the day, yeah, it was a lot more chic, typically fashion forward, and I feel like the line reflected that. And now the stuff he puts on the runway is really whimsical, and they've turned into an accessories business, which it's a valid way to make money, but the runway shows are like everything's really oversized, cartoonish. So I think the makeup line really reflects that.
And I think in an era where everyone's being very minimalistic, very sleek, very simple, I like the fun. I like the colors. I like the fun, really outgoing packaging. And I like that they want to make that statement right now.
Any standout makeup products for you this year?
I was thinking about that while you were talking.
Yeah.
That's the thing is I feel like how are we really standing out? I haven't tried them all yet, but there's been some interesting foundation launches. The Makeup by Mario one, I think Bushis was talking about that on her episode. I've heard nothing but great things about that foundation.
Yeah. Makeup Forever just came out with one that's like pretty good.
People sleep on Makeup Forever. I feel like they had a specific status 10 years ago, and they just have stayed very like, no, we're like an artistry brand. But Makeup Forever is a brand I think people sleep on. Also, they don't adhere to like the, like, we're clean, that like Merit, Summer Fridays, like those brands that really took off from that really benefit from. So I think because of that, people don't pay attention to Makeup Forever, but they have amazing complexion products.
Their powder foundation is great. I feel like all of the foundations I've tried are great. Their pressed powder, like if you want to be really matte, very nice.
They have one of my favorite products is they have this palette. And they have a couple versions of it, but one of them is basically your entire face in one palette. Bronzer, contour, highlighter, blush, foundation, everything. And it's all in a cream palette that's like literally like this thin, this big. So great for travel.
I'm wearing it right now.
Oh yeah, you do have that.
Yeah, I have 3 of them. I'm on their PR list. I'm not on a lot of makeup PR lists, but I have somebody who I know is a fan at Makeup Forever, and they have me stocked. So I've been able to see firsthand. It's not the cheapest.
It's $80, but your full face is in there. And because it's cream and they're high opacity cream products, a little goes a long way. So they last a long time.
Yeah, so
I think it's a good investment. They have amazing undertones. I'm going to say one piece of criticism. I forgot what it was. I mean, it's expensive.
It's expensive, yeah. The contour shades, I gotta say though, are actually like, it's hard for me, I don't know why, to find a good cool contour that works on my skin tone because I'm kind of pale, and they make a good one.
My criticism was, having lived in Europe, they have some banger products out in Europe that you cannot get in the US, and I don't know why. They have an amazing matte setting spray. Have not been able to buy it here.
I think they're originally from France.
No, correct, they are.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, why don't you have the matte setting spray here? There's like no ingredient reason that I'm aware of that they couldn't have it here.
Well, you heard the man.
But yeah, was it the skin tint and like the really the weird squeezy bottle, or which one from them?
Oh no, they have like a new foundation that I would say is like medium coverage, but like natural matte finish. I don't even know what it's called, but it's good.
I feel like this year, it's like I'm not seeing a lot of launches.
So, okay, I would say on Summer Fridays, they came out with a cream blush and a cream bronzer that I think are pretty good.
Rhode
with the pocket. I haven't tried any of it.
No, that's the one brand right now. First of all, they had a decked out brand trip that looked amazing. Wish I could have gone on that. But they launched their little pocket bronzers, and the range on that is crazy.
They worked with Gloria.
As they should have. And it really paid off for them. Stunning range.
They also now have what is it? It's like a luminizing milk that they came out with alongside it.
Yeah.
That looks interesting.
I'm just like, launch a radiant sunscreen.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good idea for them.
And that's the one thing is, on that spectrum of things, you have like the glow screen from Supergoop, which it leans too opaque. So you look like the Tin Man when you wear enough of it. There's, I think Skin Aqua, it's a Japanese brand. They launched what is like the other end of the spectrum where it's just the most subtle but gorgeous radiance on the skin. That's what I need from something like a Summer Fridays. Or from a Rhode.
Okay. Yeah, this is what I want to say to these brands. If you make a radiant product, I don't want to be able to see the mica. I don't want huge mica particles, and I don't want too many of them. That's for me, at least. I know some people want to look like a disco ball. More power to them. I'm sorry, I can't. Like, there's too much.
Yeah.
Like, if it looks like straight up glitter in there, who's wearing that on a daily basis?
No, literally. So it's like, I need someone to do it in a subtle way where it still gives a really nice radiance, luminosity, but you're not giving like glitter stuck on your face. Because then when you get too opaque with it, you don't allow a wide range of skin tones to be able to use it either. That's why Supergoop had to launch different shades in it.
Yeah. Also, who's going to want to use the correct amount, like that quarter to half a teaspoon, if when you put it all over the place, it's like it's oily, it's too opaque, it's too sparkly. I think that leads to people just using less. So
Exactly. We need more sunscreen launches, always, period. This year, I can only really think of like 3 that were good.
Tatcha.
4 that were good.
The Tatcha Milky sunscreen is very nice.
I can't justify that price point.
Well, no, it's like 20.
What?
Wait, sorry, it's like 30 something. I just reviewed it and I was like, wow, the price is cheap for Tatcha.
Girl, it's $50.
It's 50? Cheap for them.
This one?
Yeah, that's still cheap for them.
It's $50.
I thought it was 38. Sorry.
For how much? Is it the 50 ml?
50 mLs.
That's a lot.
It's expensive, but I mean, okay, brands, when you do a chemical sunscreen, you get something really nice. Or you can. You can get something really nice.
2 of my favorite sunscreen launches, La Roche UV Air, which I'm wearing today.
Yeah, very nice.
It's glowy, but my skin looks so good when I wear it. And it's $40, which is, it's La Roche. You sell it at drugstores. Why is it so much money?
I mean, I think it costs a lot. Well, speaking of tooling, they had to come up with like a whole different packaging for it than everything else. I don't know why. Well, no, they're using that same packaging in Europe. I would say I'm a big fan of the European version of that sunscreen. The US version comes close. I would say they engineered something that's pretty close. So
it's a gorgeous formula, and I skin prep with it today, and I mean, it looks amazing. Before I did my makeup, I was like, damn, if I can go on camera barefaced, I would.
Look at the material.
And then my other one, other end of the spectrum, Banana Boat, there's Sheer Invisible. What they replaced the Light as Air with.
Light as Air is gone.
Stock up while you can. Basically,
oh my God.
But like, if you like the Beauty of Joseon Aqua Fresh, that really light hydrating texture, the new Banana Boat gives exactly that. It is so gorgeous, ultra hydrating. It leaves your skin, you have a glow, but it's not greasy, if that makes sense. And it's like $10.
Can we talk about Korean brands?
Korea.
We're going to Korea.
Pack with me to go to Korea.
Korean brands that are now putting out US sunscreens that are supposed to be like dupes of their Korean sunscreens because they can't get them into the country now.
The only brand that ate with this, in my opinion, and not biased, but I am a little, Beauty of Joseon, with their Daily Defense, the one that's at Sephora, because it's 80-minute water resistant. And then I'm like, all things is considered with American sunscreens and the lack of cosmetic elegance, if it's going to be moisturizing and probably shiny and feeling a little bit heavy on the skin, the least you can do is make it water resistant.
I think they came out with a lot of good sunscreen launches that are just US specific and they're not trying to, you know, ape off of whatever they're putting out in Korea too. Like Beauty of Joseon is one to watch for sunscreens. Numbuzzin, I just tried their 9+.
Oh, the one in like the purple magenta-y packaging?
In the purple, yeah.
She's cute.
She's cute, the US version. The international version is really nice too. There are some that I feel like kind of fell short for me. Which one was it?
I think Dear Claire's has a decent one. I like theirs a lot.
Innisfree, you know, like the hyaluronic acid, the blue and white. I think it's them.
So I will say, Innisfree had what was originally their SPF 36 at Sephora, a US compliant formula. Earlier this year, they launched an SPF 50, which I actually love the formula for. It's like very creamy, but it sets down fairly naturally. And then they just launched, literally this week, an SPF 47 that rivals their green tea hydrating one that they sell in Korea.
So Innisfree not Innisfree, sorry. Isntree, I always do this. Isntree has a really popular Korean sunscreen. It's the hyaluronic acid, watery sun
sun gel.
essence, whatever. Amazing. They launched a US version of it, which is only SPF 30, and it feels so low quality.
Oh, I did an ad for that one. I like it.
Really?
Yes. Maybe.
Okay, well, any sunscreen that you wear is going to be good, but like I felt like it didn't compare for me. For me, sorry, Isntree, not Innisfree.
I like that one a lot, but no, I understand because they actually just launched in Korea their watery fresh sun gel, which is amazing if you have oily skin. And because you have an option like that available in Korea, which you can get off Yes Style, and then you launched the US version where it's like worlds apart, you're like, damn.
It's hard. I think it's hard for these brands. They want to be in the US market so bad.
And obviously they're known for sunscreens. Are you going to talk about Olive Young?
Yep.
The big thing right now is Olive Young launched in the US, and the big controversy is everyone expected the Korean sunscreens there, and it's like, it's illegal.
You can't do that. And I feel like there was some sort of drama around their launch. They only have one location in LA right now, I think, right? And now there's going to be an Olive Young section in Sephora.
Which we got tea on.
We got a lot of tea on. I think it's so interesting that Olive Young is opening their own locations in the US, yet they're partnering with Sephora. What do we feel like we're going to see in the Sephora Olive Young that no, it's more, what little crumbs are we getting in Sephora?
Can we spill on that? What we know?
I mean, sure. We heard that it's supposed to be like affordable stuff.
Allegedly, because so in Sephora you have gondolas or you have a certain amount of shelf space. And with Olive Young, my understanding is you have the Olive Young retail space, brick and mortar already in California, plus an online presence. Sephora's take on that's going to be a select curation of viral hits from Olive Young. So you're not going to have like, oh, here's the Olive Young space with a whole section of Torridon, a whole section of Beauty of Joseon, like it's just like Olive Young, viral PDRN serum, sheet masks, moisturizer.
And that assortment is probably going to be changing a lot.
Frequently.
But it's interesting because I feel like Torridon is already in Sephora, right? So like some of these brands, it's like, are you going to get the crossover? Because it's like Sephora already has Torridon, Beauty of Joseon, Innisfree. They've got
Suwasu.
Yeah, like all these Korean brands already.
And one thing about Sephora is they love exclusivity. So therefore, the brands in the US are already exclusive through Sephora. A, are they going to also be in the Olive Young section? And B, are they even going to be in Olive Young?
Good question.
Especially Torridon. Torridon in Korea is called the Olive Young baby because, they're just such an important brand and been very successful in Olive Young in Korea. So it's like that presence has to be reflected here in the US too, no?
What do you think about those products?
Honest opinion is, to me, they're very simple, but that was kind of a key part of their success is in Korea. Around the same time the Torridon launched, there was just a big resurgence in like the ordinary concept of very single ingredient focus and very simple. So like hyaluronic acid, we all know that word. It's in the serum, popular. Their green line though, the balance line I think it is.
I have not tried that. I've tried the blue line only.
And for me, they do a good gel moisturizer down. Lightweight, hydrating, not greasy. But that green line specifically, I think is really good if you have acne-prone skin. It has a LHA.
Okay.
And something else. But it lends itself better to if you have more oily, acne-prone skin. So I actually really like the serum from the green line a lot.
Okay, I'll have to try that because I've only tried the blue line, and to your point, I did feel like it was just very like hyaluronic acid focused, and I'm like, okay.
Which for the price point, I'm just like, it doesn't make sense to me when you can probably get a very cheap alternative that is equally as hydrating.
Yeah, it's like the products weren't bad. I was just like, this isn't blowing me away necessarily. It wasn't revolutionary.
Yeah, same. But I'm interested to see like what will come into Sephora via the Olive Young thing, that it will be a little bit more different because basically Sephora's approach to K-beauty has been very interesting. They basically went balls to the wall with all the Amore Pacific brands and not much else beyond that besides Torridon and Beauty of Joseon now. So it's like, what's going to be the hot young brands that really come in and engage the like Gen Alpha and younger consumers?
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
We'll find out. I feel like we've talked about some stuff related to this episodes prior, but like the business side of beauty, a lot of weird things have happened this year. There was what was going to be the Estee and Puig merger, which
didn't happen. Wait, that's so crazy to me that these companies are like, hey, we're flirting. We might get into a relationship. And then they were like,
just kidding.
We ghosted each other.
Like literally.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Puig is they're Swiss?
They were French.
French. They're a
European.
Spanish.
Oh, they're Spanish, yeah.
Puig is a Spanish beauty conglomerate that owns a lot of fragrance brands.
But also Charlotte Tilbury. Allegedly, Charlotte was a big reason it didn't happen.
Yeah, so there was talks that they were going to merge with Estee Lauder. For those of you who don't know, Estee Lauder has been in a lot of trouble in recent years, and they're in the middle of a kind of turnaround.
Yeah, in beauty business this year, we've seen a lot of brands shut down, or a lot of conglomerates offload companies that they had under their umbrella. Estee, massive conglomerate. They have Estee, they had Dr. Jart. What else do they have? The Ordinary. Is Nayad under that too? Is Deciem under that?
Yeah, it's all of Deciem.
Deciem.
So chemistry brand, loofah.
And as of right now, The Ordinary was one of the most profitable brands underneath the Estee umbrella.
They have Glossier too.
Actually, Glossier is doing a hot moment right now with Glossier U.
They're also turning around.
Yeah. So anyways, all I have to say, big power players in the beauty industry. And that didn't happen. And word on the street was it was Charlotte.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could identify with that. If I'm selling my company under certain conditions and I still have a lot of stock in it and I think it's a bad move, I would say something. I would be the holdout.
But besides, for me, it's just really been saying all the brands shutting down this year, but also the conglomerates that have let go of some of the brands. Kate Somerville, something happened with them too, right?
I don't know. An interesting thing that's been happening is like the big conglomerates offloading brands. Often what they'll do is they try to sell them in a package. So multiple brands. So they're like, if you want Dr. Jart, you also need like this crappy thing that we bought that's not turning out to be that profitable for us. And like Dr. Jart was sold in a package with, I think, 3 other brands.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, we're also seeing a lot of brands getting a lot of like cash injections, and we're seeing brands still do very well and succeed and have potential for high growth. Recently, Remedy Skin.
$20 million fundraising round led by El Catterton. So that's a big deal.
And it's a massive deal, and I think they're actually doing a lot of really fun stuff. I know girls who are on their team who do their MPD, so I'm like, best and brightest. And I think Dr. Shaw has been really smart with how he's approached Remedy.
Yeah.
So excited for them. Who else has had a really big year?
Do you know Rose or Roz, the hair care? Mara Rosak, they just got an investment from El Catterton too. Yeah.
Also a huge year for hair.
Yeah, big year for hair.
Henschel, is that the conglomerate?
That's one of them.
Henschel recently acquired a bunch of like small indie hair brands. I'm thinking there is a big interest right now, especially for very niche category hair brands. And the PE firms, the people that got the money, they're seeing that potential. They're heavily investing. And I mean, we have like Sacred's done an amazing last couple years. Cardi B launched Grow Good.
Grow Good.
I want to try that. Cardi, if you're watching, please send it.
Hey, Cardi.
Yeah, hair. Would you have clocked that?
Yeah, I mean, skin is so saturated, and I think with makeup, color is like a hard business to grow. I think there's a lot of logistics that go into it.
Shades.
So, when thinking about launching a skincare product, a brand's bringing a new product to market and it's a single product, like we made a moisturizer. Imagine making like 40 to 50 of them to bring out at once with the different shades and everything. I know it's not one-to-one, but it's like you need a different formula for every single one.
You're launching a product, but you need so many shades, and each of those shades require a specific MOQ. And unfortunately, not every shade's going to sell through all that product, which was actually the reason for the demise of Ami Collet. May she rest in peace. The brand, not the person.
You could still get some of their stuff at Sephora. They're still selling it. Yeah. On sale. And it's good stuff.
It
The
is really
lip
good
oil.
stuff. I like the foundation.
I never tried it.
I was the lightest shade.
Oh, probably that's why. They make a very good brow pencil too, like one of the twisties. It's tiny. So if you could still get that.
Get it? Yeah, it's just been like the irony of very tumultuous for beauty brands, but we're seeing a lot of brands also do, again, very great growth. They're selling, they're having amazing years still. So the interest is there for beauty brands. It's just, how are you standing out? Which is why I get so frustrated when these brands launch and it's like, you're not giving anything interesting. So how are you going to even like survive past 5 years?
Yeah, give us something new, something innovative. Give us something that we need that's not there already. And I don't want to hear, there's nothing that's out there that worked for me. Girl,
Yeah.
have you tried everything?
Also, again, you have no science background. Why did you think you'd do something interesting? I was at a thing like a few years back. It was like a beauty event, and they had a bunch of like speakers and whatnot. And one of them was Vanessa Ann Hudgens.
Put your sneakers on.
Put your sneakers on. Did you eat? Do you have the energy? She launched a skincare brand like 3 or 4 years ago,
Oh.
along with another celebrity.
With Madison Beer.
And it was a charcoal mask. And she was like, there was nothing like this on the market. And I'm like, girl.
Put your sneakers on.
And
'Cause
stick to sneakers.
Stick to dancing. What did you see she did an Instagram live right at the beginning of COVID
Yeah.
where she was drunk and she was like, people are gonna die.
But it's inevitable.
She's like, I shouldn't be saying this. Iconic.
She was a big social media figure in like the 2020 pandemic era.
Do you know what? Good for her. Bad for her brand.
You know what? She's still iconic to me. I need a Vanessa Ann Hudgens resurgence a little bit.
There is a new appreciation for sneaker night on TikTok.
There's those of us who have been day ones. We're not new to this. We're true to this. Because basically what we're going to do is...
Dance.
Period. And with that, thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you. Yeah, please give us a 5-star rating. Subscribe if you haven't already, wherever it is that you're watching this, because it definitely helps us and it makes sure that every time we have a new episode out, it gets delivered right into your feed. You don't miss any divine Skintervention, and we get to enjoy your company.
Because we love you.
Love you. Bye.